Today we are bringing you another great fly for rising trout. The floating nymph is extremely effective when you see head and tail rises on emerging nymphs. Brent has selected some materials to enhance this productive fly. Make sure to tie these up in various colors and sizes.
G'day everyone. Today we'll tie up a nice little floating nymph pattern. This is tied on a Tiemco 5262. I got a size 12 in the vise here right now. You go to 14s on this fly quite easily. That's going to be, I'll just tie it on a little larger size for the demo here. I'm using 8/0 red thread. Just the shank. Start, we'll need something to float the fly. Here's some foam cylinders. You'll see they're just coming, they're already poked right out of they're already pre-cut. You can also use these Rennie's float foam, these posts, Rennie's posts. They work just fine. We'll take one of these little tubes and I want to cut it off at an angle. And then I'll bring it forward here, this red thread about a little bit behind the eye, couple like the eye anyway, behind, tie down the butts nice and firm. That can set at a bit of an angle. We want this fly to basically hang in the surface. Now I'll come around. Just picked up a little hair off my desk. Now we'll just dress the shank. Around the corner I'm going to be using some air Temsol or bull hair, pearl, whatever you have, just nice little pearl butt on this. And I'm going to wrap over it with the red thread around the corner. Make sure that thread is dressed with the red, or the shank is dressed with the red thread. Then we'll bring in our mirage or the pearl. We got 3 or 4 turns, just dress that up. And I'll tie that off. That's a little too wide for my rib, so I like to use a little thinner rib here. I'm going to be using a 69th inch. This is 0.4 millimeter. Pretty good body here from Semperfli, and the iridescent pearl. It comes in different colors. Cut that off, use that for my rib. Great ribbing material. Put that in the keeper. Throw a 1/2 inch in there. Now I'm just going to use some real nice buggy dubbing. This is rabbit, just basically rabbit hair, and a little ice dub in there just to brighten it up. A little flash. Try to make it, keep it fairly natural looking, but a little bit of flash sure helps. But you see the buggy dubbing going on my thread. It's going to look really good in the water. A little bit of that red peeks out through that dubbing, that's fine. Going to get a nice slender little body there. Clean that off. Now we'll take our vertigan rib here, pearl. That. Now this buggy dubbing, if you want to leave it like that with those guard hairs on there, I wouldn't be too worried about it. You want to trim it up just to make it look a little prettier for your sake, go for it, but it looks nice and buggy underneath. What I got to grab something off the table there. Okay, now for the collar, I'm just going to brighten it up a little bit more, just with some Senos Fusion Dub, Rainbow, something along that line just on the collar. This is really nice material. Take away a little bit of that. I'm just going to roll that on. Rainbow dub here. Really nice. And get that kind of tightened up. There we go. I'm going to get ahead of the thread behind the eye there. Grab my little whip finish. About a 5-6 turn whip finish on there. Just saw that off my scissor blade. Now some of these are going to be a little bit on the long side. Just trim them off about a quarter an inch or more or less, I should say. That'll peek down the water a little bit. It'll also really catch your attention down there. But here's a fly that is going to ride in the surface about like so. I'll grab my little nip pliers here and pinch that barb down. Like we always want to go barbless. And just a nice little hanging nymph right in there, eh? Floating nymph. So take that in tans, olives, different colors, dark browns, whatever you like, and you'll be into it. And you see a lot of fish head and tail rises just breaking the surface or on emergers, looking for some cripples just in the surface film. And this fly here is a go-to. So make sure you have some of these ready in the box because you'll get a lot of refusals on dry flies, where this floating nymph is going to be a real game changer for you. Okay, thanks for watching. We'll catch you again real soon.
The floating nymph is tied on a TMC 5262 number 12 or 14 hook using 8/0 red thread. There is a round foam cylinder used to float the fly. Mirror tinsel is used to cover the red thread for the butt section. There is a small iridescent pearl body wrap for the rib. The body is natural hairs, ear blended with some ice dub. The thorax is Senio's fusion dub in rainbow colors. We appreciate Brent sharing another one of his favorite flies. Thanks for joining us today. Take care and conserve the waters.